Hi, this video is intended to look at payment options for investors. What we want to achieve is to maximise the return on our investment money. I want to show you how you can get 15 times the returns that a normal investor would get using two simple to learn strategies. I want you to think about 4 P's. These P's are 4 things that we need to leverage so that we can maximise the returns from any property investment we make. First P is for pounds. I say, for example, a normal investor has £100,000 to spend. The obvious thing to do is to go out and buy a house for cash and then rent it for the income. There's your house on the left. You've spent £100,000. There's no mortgage on the house because you've paid cash, and it's making you income from the rent. Now, over time, the value will rise. Let's say you wait until the market has risen 10%. The house on the right is your same rental house that is now worth £110,000. It still has no mortgage and has £10,000 worth of equity growth. Now, the simplest way to leverage your cash is get a mortgage on that house. Now, I understand there'll be objections. It's risky. I've been taught to pay off debts. But what you need to know is that there's good debt and there's bad debt. In this case, we're going to use the bank's money, and because of that we'll get better results. Now, let me show you how. With our 100,000, we can put down deposits on 4 houses at £25,000 and borrow 75% for each house. Now we've got 4 houses instead of just the one. Now, for this illustration, we're going to ignore stamp duty and solicitors' fees, etc., because we're just looking at how to spread your cash better. When we see the same 10% market increase, we have 4 houses going up in value instead of just one. Now, each one is now worth £110,000, and we can see there's £40,000 worth of equity growth, even though the market increased only by the same 10%. Now we can go back to the bank, and provided we've increased our rents by between 3 and 5% each year, we can say, please can I borrow 75% of the new value. Now we can go back to the same bank and ask for that money in the form of a further advance, or we can remortgage to a different bank. 75% of 110,000 is 82,500. Now we've got 40% equity growth. I can borrow a further 7,500 for each house. 4 times 7,500 means I've released £30,000 worth of equity. The original borrowing, we can use that to reduce the original borrowing, or better, buy a 5th house. So now I've got 5 houses bringing in rent, not just the one like a cash buyer. So by leveraging my pounds, I've moved from 10% market growth, giving me 10% equity growth, to 10% market growth, giving me 40% equity and £30,000 in my pocket. Leveraging at 75% of the property, the loan to value. Now, you can get 80 to 85% loan to value, but I recommend sticking at 75%. That's because you've still got 25% of headroom at this level. Now, markets go down, but rarely will they drop by that much. We're also not leveraging at 50%, as this will not give the same equity growth. 50% leverage means, while you've got all that extra headroom, you've only got 2 houses, and it will only release £20,000 in equity on a 10% rise, which means you won't have enough to buy the next house. Now, so that's the first P. We've learned how to leverage our pounds. Now, the second P, this is price. It's the price you buy your properties for. Now imagine you can negotiate a 20% discount on the house, and you can do this for every house you buy. I'm negotiating to buy the £100,000 house, but I want to buy them for £80,000. If you want to know just how to do that, there's another video that covers buying at 20% discount. Now, we're getting the right price. Because we're paying £80,000 instead of £100,000, our deposits are £20,000. So our £100,000 allows us to buy 5 houses instead of 4, or just 1. Right, so we've bought our 5 houses. They're worth £100,000, but because we bought at £80,000, our mortgage are only at £60,000. Now when the market goes up at that same 10%, all our houses become worth 110,000. So we've now got £50,000 of equity growth from 5 houses at £10,000 each. And better still is because we bought at £80,000, 20% discount, we also have £100,000 of equity from discount. Even though the market has only risen the same 10%, we've made £150,000 of equity growth. Now, even better than that, if we go and refinance these properties, we can still release £82,500 for each house. The previous mortgages were £60,000. Now this means we will release £22,500 for each house. So we've invested £100,000. By following the two strategies, leveraging price and leveraging pounds, we're now releasing more than that, even though the market only went up by 10%. And you've still got 5 properties producing revenue. So if we compare this to the investor that bought for cash, we have 15 times the result for the same market increase. We still see 4 times the result of an investor who leverages mortgage but doesn't leverage price. Right, now sourcing properties at 20% a discount is not easy. An average investor takes 15 people days to source one property with a genuine 20% discount. So it's not surprising that people give up or accept less than a 20% discount. But it's crucial that you don't give up. And I'll show you how to do that in another video. Okay, so what's the third P? Third P is people. People have been on this property journey before you. People have already become financially free from investing in property. So why not leverage their journey? Learn from their mistakes so you don't need to make the same ones, and copy the great things they have done to get you there. That leads us nicely onto the fourth P. Fourth P is practices. You need to leverage these people's practices. This can and will compound decades of their time into you in days. If you follow someone who is successful, that will give you more chance to be successful yourself. Why accept second best when you can copy the best? And I understand you've been taught at school, don't copy. Your children are being taught, don't copy. But the most successful entrepreneurs always do that. They copy and add value. They know that copying gives great results. Another part of leveraging other people's practices is to leverage the things you don't like to do or find difficult to do. Leverage those things out to other people. If finding deals at a 20% discount is difficult, leverage that out to a great sourcer. If a sourcer can find you a deal that saves you £30,000 and charges you £3,000 for that deal, then just do it. It's absolutely worth it. If you're doing the refurb work yourself and you want to try and save money, but it takes you 2 months longer to do than it would do for a good builder, you've just wasted 2 months of rent. This is defeating the cost saving. Pay that builder to do it quicker and spend that time yourself learning something else that will benefit you. So that's it. That's the 4 Ps. 4 things you should leverage to maximise your investment returns. If you found this video useful, please check out my video on the 6 Cs, follow me on Facebook and Instagram, and leave a comment below. Thank you for watching.